G'day folks, Sapper here with another World of Warships video. Welcome to BLUF, or Bottom Line Up Front, a new series where I review ships but give you the need-to-know information first thing and the in-depth meat further on. Think of it like a ship review video with a TLDR. I'm starting this series with Royal Navy heavy cruisers, so let's get cracking. The bluff is that Hawkins is a fucking average tier 5 cruiser with unreliable 13.9km guns and garbage handling. She balances these with fucking mint AA and a heel, which at her tier are exceptional to have in a cruiser. She rounds out this overall mediocrity with the usual hydroacoustics or DFAA and a couple of 7km torps each side. If you have to or want to play her, use HE, terrain and positioning for maximum battle space effect while making sure that you retreat early to stay at a safe distance. Let's get to the details. I have a philosophy in World of Warships. Play every ship because they can all teach you something. Hawkins teaches you patience and fucking rage mitigation. Be prepared to drown your memories of her with copious amounts of booze, cocaine and sex therapy. So unless you are an addict looking for an excuse to re-abuse or simply a masochist, my recommendation is to free XP straight past her. The plus side is, if you can't or won't, she's a tier 5, so it's only a mildly torturous adventure with a light at the end of the tunnel called Devonshire. Hawkins plays like a tier 3 or tier 4 protected cruiser that's stuck in a half-evolved state to an actual cruiser. In this respect, she's much like Krasny Krim. Her gunnery is average, with weapon accuracy being the primary issue. Her accuracy at tier is on par with that of Emerald. However, due to her reload, she feels more unreliable than most ships at tier. She has divine level AA for tier, and to be honest, is what tier 4 and tier 5 AA should be like. She couples this with a heel that is rare on tier 5 cruisers and gives her quite a bit of survivability. But you will need it thanks to her being coated in gasoline. She also comes with a standard hydro or DFAA, and either are completely viable. Hawkins is best played similar to Royal Navy light cruisers. Take a spot, hug your island waifu, and just spam all day. Sadly, AP is just not worth switching to unless you are in brawling range, as her inaccuracy and slow reload mean that citadels at ranges beyond 8km are unlikely at best, and at this tier you will just overpen or ricochet. And now to the build. For module order, go range, then hull. Particularly in this day and age where every loader mid-tier cruiser seems to have 15km or better range, range on Hawkins is just too important. For consumables, take premium damcon and heal as a matter of priority, then worry about hydro or DFAA. For upgrades, I run main battery mod 1, then the engine room upgrade, and then aiming systems. And now on to captain skills. As usual, you have the choice between preventative maintenance and priority target for your first point. Personally, I'm a preventative maintenance guy. However, even for those priority target folks out there, if you are taking this captain up the Royal Navy heavy cruiser line, I recommend preventative maintenance, as they all love to lose turrets, far more than any other cruiser line I've played. Hawkins herself has enough turrets to go around, so it's much for muchness. For tier 2, take Adrenaline Rush, because DPM. Tier 3, Demo Expert or Superintendent are a 50-50 choice. I went with Demo Expert first because I found I generally died from getting fucking coward punched by a battleship, not from healable damage. And then for tier 4, go Concealment Expert, because you are a tier 5 cruiser and being focus fired means death. To round out 13 points, pick up Demo Expert or Superintendent, whichever you didn't pick up the first time. After this, if you are keeping this captain for the Hawkins, there's a few options, but I'd go Basic Firing Training, Expert Marksman and Expert Loader. Alternatively, Jack of all trades, Expert Marksman, Expert Loader and Priority Target is also a good option. Don't bother with IFHE on Hawkins. The pen buff is at best situationally useful, only affecting a few battleships around her tier. And with or without the new IFHE changes, you're better off with a pure Flammenwerfing build. The full bottom line is that Hawkins is an average tier 5 cruiser who wants to fight at range and in safety, but doesn't have the gunnery to match. Her handling is average, and while she has some ability to open water gunboat thanks to her turret setup, her average gun traverse, poor dispersion, and lackluster range of 13.9 kilometers means she is reliant on a skilled player in control. If an enemy knows how to aim, as with most tier 5 cruisers, Hawkins will be punished, despite having a trollish armor scheme around the waterline. The lack of good gunnery and handling is in stark contrast to her AA, which is excellent even for a tier 6 cruiser. Her heal, which is a rarity at tier 5, is always useful. With the added complement of hydroacoustics or DFAA and 7km torps, she has a well-rounded equipment kit. Hawkins works best maximising terrain and positioning while spamming her respectable HE shells at her enemies. When push comes to shove, she can dish it out with AP shells that are reliable under 8 kilometers. My recommendation is to fucking skip her and start the Royal Navy heavy cruisers at tier 6 with the Devonshire. If you must play her, stack XP camos and signals to shorten the grind. Hawkins is really only in the game for collectors or to teach players how to buy free XP. And if you do end up grinding through her, go on Seal Club in the Giulio Cesare for a couple of games just to wash the taste out of your mouth. Thanks for watching, guys, and comment down below and tell me what you liked or disliked about Hawkins and why. And I know some of you guys have been hanging out for another episode of Unfuck It, but most of the stuff I had in the pipelines, the most completed scripts I had, were actually on IFHE and CVs. So yeah, I'm just going to just leave it for a little while, let the new IFHE changes sink in, let any of these new tweaks to CVs sink in, and then I'll re-examine the fixes I've got, reassess how it works with the game, and then punch those out. Take care, folks, and I'll catch you in the next one.